with Eric Salvas of Salvas MudBoss, and we're going to talk about the phenomenon that's sweeping the oval community at the moment. These seem to have come out of nowhere, and they are at almost every track that I know of in my area, and I hear them all across the country. Eric, what happened here? Where did this come from?
Well, actually, maybe like a year and a half from now, in the past, Steve and I thought that the RC hobby needed some kind of a newer, cheap class, affordable class. And the first idea I had about this was to think about the guys, you know, who go and play softball, play ball late in the weeknights, and they want to grab their mitt and baseball bat and go play. I thought that the RC needed something similar to this, maybe having a car, a cheap, affordable car, really strict rules, and something that we can go out play and not mess around 20,000 shims and tiny springs and those kind of things, or play with half a degree timing and here and there. At first, the class started as a dirt oval class, in the summertime, racing dirt oval back up north. I'm a French Canadian from Quebec, but I do love. I was raised around dirt oval, dirt modified in the Northeast, and I love dirt oval since this is where I started racing RC. And I was having that tractor slash back home, two-wheel drive tractor slash, about like maybe 5 years ago. And there was a dirt oval class, which was a short course class. But these things were not driving that good. You know, the truck body, they don't have much downforce to it. So I told myself, well, let's build the body around the tractor slash, and a body that will be easily put on a tractor slash without any modification. And as you know, the tractor slash, why I chose this chassis is because it's available almost everywhere, from Walmart to Best Buy up in Canada, to any hobby shop, and the parts are cheap. And of course, I'll get into this, but the car are breakable. But something also, Steve and I have thought about is we need the cars to be like, first of all, don't drive that good, because we need the cars to be like, need to lift in the corner, fight the car, see the car rolls, and also it's an equalizer for the RC racer. I mean, you can go out and have Josh Cyril, Mike Boylan, Steve Salvas, and a newcomer, and they're all on the even playing field because the car don't drive that good. So even though the guy will be real fast, he might roll over the car in some corner, and the slower guy go by. And also about the rules, we made the rules as far as like the shocks. All the parts are basically box stock. No, racers are racers, and some have been asking, well, what don't you go with aluminum shocks or a lot more expensive servo into it? I said, no, we need like the $20 tractor servo in there, and we need the plastic shocks as well. I know they might break, but if you do break the shock or the servo, it's a $3 or $15 repair. And also, it's like the servo. Servo is something, again, those are plastic gears inside the tractor servo. And racers asking, well, we need something more durable if we crash. It's no, you need to take care of the car. So this way you'll know how to drive through traffic. Because it's 4 years I've seen the hobby change now. It's guys don't lift, guys don't, they will run into each other because quite frankly they know the car won't break. And now they need to take care of their car, because if they do run into someone, they might break stuff. And also it's entertaining for the race, for the spectators as well. They take a look, and not often the guy from the pole will win the race. And basically, if you show you what the car is, as I told you, it started like from a basic tractor slash with a regular chassis. It's a plastic chassis. It's a regular tractor slash two-wheel drive with a high center gravity chassis. And when we started the class, it was really popular from the get-go on dirt. But come winter time, we had no place to run it inside on dirt. We had carpet tracks. So I told myself, well, I talked to John Foister from BSR. I told him, could you have something for us for a tractor slash car, put big foam tires to it to make it work. He had some already made, but they were too soft compound. So he sent me a couple of compound to try out, and I found a compound that worked really good. So basically from dirt to carpet, we had these 4 foam tires that now they're the only foam available. Those are 2055 LP from Jayco, and John is making those. And also we opted to have a lower center gravity chassis. At first, when we practiced the tractor slash two-wheel drive from the standard configuration, the car was a little too more twitchy because of the high center of gravity.
Yep.
And the chassis from Tractors, the LCG chassis, it's like a 30-minute swap, and this is like $30.
That's cheap.
So from a dirt car to a carpet car, you got 4 tires to change and the main chassis, which is $30. So basically, we could go from a dirt car to a carpet car in less than it takes time to charge the battery pack, and you swap the chassis and put 4 foam tires and you go. Those are the same Traxxas slash plastic shocks.
Yeah.
The rules are so strict that you cannot swap any hop-up parts, or you need to keep the shocks. What we allow is put limiter inside the shocks to make the chassis lower. Of course, this is an off-road chassis.
Yep.
So by using limiter inside the shocks, either plastic shims or fuel tube, we lower the chassis. And honestly, they don't drive that good, but they're fun to drive.
They do look a lot of fun to
So
drive.
you need to lift the corner, and especially like at the Snowbirds, as you see, we're in winter time in sunny Florida. It cannot get even better than this. But we race at the Snowbirds this week for the Carpet National, Salvas MudBoss Carpet Nationals. I had that Dirt Nationals up north last summer, but now I got this race. And thanks to Mike Boylan for hosting the event for us. And so far, I say we got like 26 entries this year, but I'm quite sure that we'll raise that number from next year.
Without a doubt, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, so we started out with a stock box slash.
Yeah.
All right. For carpet, we did the chassis. All right, and of course the tires. So we got John from BSR coming to rescue on that. Where do you play into this?
Basically from the rules. By the way, the rules, as you know, the electronics that do normally come with the Tractor Slash is either a 12-turn brush system or the Lanian brushless system. The brushless system was a little too strong for us, so we opted to say that let's go with 2 classes. First of all, sportsman. Sportsman class, you're allowed to use the brushed system, the 12-turn with the Tractor's brushed ESC, or either a 17.5 with a spec ESC, a speed control that has no boost available. Okay. Mainly for a cost saving also, because normally the ESCs with no boost or timing options are cheaper. Yeah. And also we went to a 13.5 for a pro class, which is the class we run this week at the Snowbird. So basically it's a 13.5 motor with a spec ESC, and the battery pack is a 2-cell LiPo. 5200 milliamps or 50C max. It's got to be wired. And at first I built a body, and the body is like it's the core for it. Like I told you earlier, I was racing that slash on dirt oval with the truck body, and also with the same rules, because we had that truck class with 13.5 2-cell LiPo, and back home we were turning the laps like maybe 40 laps at max, like a TQ night, 40 laps. But the moment I put that body on, I increased the stability of the car, and I was turning 45 laps. And the car was driving more easily. The truck body made the car a little looser all the time, going out. So I made a body, and also I want to do something that, being a pan car guy nowadays, just to fit a body on a pan car or a RC car, it's a science. Yeah. You need to trim everything else. You need to. There's nothing beside the shape of the body. You need to do a lot of work. Yeah. So I wanted to do something that for the hobbyist, you simply buy a body, which is a Salvas MudBoss, and it's already folded. It's already pre-drilled, and basically from when you receive the body, maybe it will take like 10 minutes. And it fits right on the Tractor Slash. Nice. Because basically what I did, after removing the front bumper, a couple parts that you remove, you see I got even the back bumper on it from the Tractor Slash, but just by moving parts around, without it doing any modification, no walls, nothing, the body will fit right onto it. So basically the guy from Tennessee or the guy from New York State or California, they all got the same body, the same shape, it's mounted the same way. Yeah. So you know that there's no edge to be gained in this area. So it's much easier for the guy, and it's an even playing field. that's what I wanted to do with this.
Very good.
So as far as like on my Facebook page, Salvas MudBoss, I got all the rules, and also Steve and I thought about doing this class and giving the guys, it's an open book class. We don't want to have racers hide their stuff. You know, put the rag over the car.
Yeah.
What I do normally back up north when a guy wins a race, after the race or the week after, I post the setup he used, so we all know what he was using. So everybody is got to be benefiting from what somebody who might have tried us our shock setup, oil, pistons, what's available from Traxxas, but still you need to do some work on camber. Even though this is strict rule, you got some ways to play with the setup, and we share everything we found out on their Facebook page.
Right on.
Yeah.
Very good. So speaking of the racers that have you know, been winning and enjoying these cars and trucks or whatever they are, you have been telling me that the turnout across the country has been phenomenal, and that tracks have literally bounced back from having dwindling numbers to packed houses. And this is key. This is something that needs to be talked about, because if people are having this much fun, there's a reason behind it.
Yeah, of course. And also seeing tracks up north, especially having their entries going down. Steve and I thought about if we, especially for the carpet tracks, inside the winter time, with this class, I've seen tracks go from 5-6 weekly entries with prank car stuff. Now go with like just to name one, Radio Ale from New York State. At one point 2 weeks ago, they had 42 entries on a regular weekly night.
Weeknight.
Now a weeknight.
Work night. People got to go to work.
42 entries for that single class.
Wow.
And this is bringing new blood into the sports. And mostly, as you see, those are really nice looking cars, because, you know, as a hobbyist, often you want to race cars, but you want the cars to look pretty and different. And a lot of full-scale dirt modified teams during the winter time, like in upstate New York, they found these cool, and let's run these on a weekly night on an RC scale, with the body painted or wrapped the same identical way our full-scale car are. So this guys like Adam Zudema from RCVinylExpress.com, or Dan Pilot from Pilot Graphics, or there's so many I can name them all, but they do the graphics. It's something that you simply put a sticker on it, much easier than paint. As you know, on pan car, it's getting so crazy about the
lightness of the paint,
the body scraping and the tiny. With these, you won't change much. So the cars do look good, and they drive like they roll in the corner. It's so different. But the thing is, once we bring new blood in the sport, then after they get like really good at it, they might take a look at the pan car stuff and, hey, I want to try this. So this way we're bringing new blood into it. But looking at the pan car stuff, nothing against this, because I'm an RC racer. But for a new one to come in, it's always, the step was really high, a deep step. So this is maybe something to give those guys a chance to get at it and get good at it, and afterwards maybe they'll try a pan car stuff.
Without a doubt. And I saw these cars earlier, and we had footage of them. And that driver stand had some very high-level drivers on there, and they had smiles on their faces. They were having a lot of fun driving these things. So it's also the pro guys that are like, you know, I just want to goof off and something. I just want to have fun, get out there. And,
like I'm telling you, it's an equalizer. Since the car don't drive that good, you lower the limit of the car. So even though you got plenty of talent, sometimes not a good driving car will level the playing field. But I mean, also beside the cars, what I found out and what I'm doing this week, this is a race format, also a different race format. Instead of racing the clock or racing all the time like your own personal best lap times, you race somebody else on the racetrack. So I do time trials, I do group qualifiers with laps, with rolling starts. And even though your group is a little slower than the group after, if you do win your qualifiers, you move up to the A main. Just like those kind of things, even though you're racing somebody else. Basically what we do, want to race somebody else. I know some guys do love drag racing, but I'm not a drag racing fan. It's okay to do so, but racing cars, I want to race somebody else. So we've seen some people now, it's something needs to be taken care of, but guys like on pan car, they're qualifying laps, they're qualifying procedure during a weekly night, and after 2 qualifiers, they're TQ, and they're satisfied, and they pack and they go home. They won't race the mains. So is it what the hobby needs? I don't think so.
Probably not.
We need guys to have fun on the racetrack, race their buddies.
Yep.
And sometimes I have a bad day, like a bad day at full-scale racing. If you run into each other, you might break stuff. And these cars are the same thing, but these are cheap, like $3 a piece, or servo gears or caster blocks. They're quite cheap. So
I gotta say, they look really tough. As much as you mentioned, the servo might be a little weak or whatnot, they look so tough when they hit each other. And being open wheel, they're gonna come together sooner or later.
Yeah.
Despite their best efforts.
That's true.
Now tell me something. I've heard this rumor. They do wheelies.
Of course. Especially on carpet, as you know.
You're gonna have to let me drive one of these things.
With 13.5, you could file all the back of the body of doing wheelies all the straight away. So that's why we do, by the way, rolling starts. So at first we were doing like standing starts, even though these are not F1 cars. And I still don't know why we'd still do it on oval, but standing starts is like for me, it's not a usual thing for oval racing. But anyhow, so that's why, since they're so powerful, two-cell 13.5 motor, so they do wheelies from the get-go. So you need to release it going slowly. So we do rolling start to take care of that problem.
Now, on this topic, I think it's important to mention. You mentioned that the gears are fairly limited. You can't modify the motor plate, so that's what keeps the top speed in check. Yeah, like there's a four spur gear from Traxxas, so there's only 4 spur you can play with. Then if you choose like a small spur, like a 76 T-spur, there's some movement on the motor. You can play with the pinion, but you cannot modify the transmission to have a bigger one. So basically, I'd say, like I was looking at the lap times yesterday, from the top 8 cars, the fastest was having a 4:56 lap time, and the 8th guy was 4:62. That's really close. So that's really close. Yeah. So saying that these cars, even though they don't drive that good, the speed is similar to all of them. So since the rule is pretty strict, and basically I'm talking about world-class talent drivers in this group. Yeah, we saw Josh Cyril on the driver's side. And some local or a newcomer also as well. So this is a playing field that, with the rules, it gives a guy a pretty good chance to be competitive. Very, very good, very good. Eric, any final thoughts you'd like to give to the MudBoss community or those that are still waiting to get into this? I was talking earlier about John Forster. Of course, he's one of the big helper in this class, because now he's distributing the body for myself. Being from Canada, it's hard for me to ship everywhere in the States. So having one single, not single, because Barry Hill as well. Barry Hill from MSA Distribution is also one of the 2 distributor of the body. So John Forster and Barry Hill, they do help me a lot about this. And also, it's an open community. We're kind of a family, you know. We get here in Florida once a year. It's all the same buddies. Mostly we come together. And so if we can bring back sometimes the fun part of it, and this class, I think it's going in the right direction. It certainly looks like it is. Everybody's talking about it and everyone's having fun. We're going to see how the MudBoss Nationals pan out here in a couple more days. Like it with the 12 car AMA, by the way. Oh yeah, that's going to be a blast. Yeah. And 12 big cars. Yeah, big cars. 12 big cars. Great. Eric, thank you so much. Thank you, Kurt. Good luck with the classic. Good luck racing this weekend. Thank you.